Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to get our holes punched in our signatures and in our cover, and we are going to get these signatures into our book. So I hope you're ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to go over what we need. This is the birthday junk journal that we are creating. There have been three videos already in this series, so I will put a link to those. Also, there is a flip through of a journal that I did a couple of years ago that you can check out as well for more ideas and inspiration if you would like. So what are you going to need? You're going to need your cover. You're going to need your signatures that we've already set up and put together. Then you are going to need either a hole punch or an awl. If you have one of those, one or the two of those. You could use a regular hole punch, but the holes are going to be kind of big if you do that. You're going to need some sort of darning needles, a piece of graph paper to mark your holes, and some sort of twine or crochet string, or not crochet string, cross stitch string, embroidery thread works really well. Yeah, I think I've used ribbon before, as long as it's like a pretty thin type of ribbon. But this is kind of my go-to. I really like this stuff. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first I'm going to show you how to mark your holes. Okay, so you want to get a piece of graph paper. This is just one of the easiest ways. You can eyeball it if you would like to. There's a lot of projects that I do just eyeball, and that's totally fine. But this is one that I didn't really want to eyeball. So you're going to get your piece of graph paper, and you're going to cut it the same size as your book. Okay, so this is our cover. So I cut it the same size as my cover. Then you're going to, what do they call it? Hot dog fold it, I think. You're going to fold it in half this way. And then you're going to fold it up and up again. Okay, I folded it down, but that's okay. So that you have 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then you are going to mark in the center of these cross lines. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Very easy. Very easy. Then you know where to mark your holes for both your signatures and for your cover. Okay, now this cover was big enough that I was going to have 2 signatures in it, so I needed to space out where I wanted my signatures to be. So for this book, I put it at 3/4 of an inch and then 2 inches. This was almost 3 inches here. Okay, and then I just marked where these holes are going to go. Let me find a pen. I need to do it on this other side too. Okay, so I'm going to line up the line here and the line down here at the bottom with this line running all the way up and down. And then I'm just going to, I have poked holes in these spots where my pen can get through. And then I'm just going to mark just like that. That way I know where to put my holes, okay? Now, I've lost my awl, so I am going to be marking poking my holes with this guy. We'll see how this goes. 1. Let's move my tool out of the way. And 2. And it won't go all the way through. Let's just do this side too. Over here. And then we'll do the bottom 2. And then we'll have our holes all set in our cover. This thing is nice because it's got 2 different hole punch sizes, and so it punches them nice and small on that side. Okay, so that's how you do this. Now I did all of this in pencil so I can erase it, so then it's not going to stay on there. Okay, so now for your signature. How do you get your signature? Okay, so you want to make sure everything is centered the way you want it. I forgot to trim these up. I was going to totally trim these up because I don't think I want all of that paper sticking out quite so much. So I should have done that off camera. I'm so sorry, but that's okay. I'm just going to go right around here and trim a little bit of this off. There we go. That looks a little neater. That's going on the floor. I'll have to clean that up later. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to open up to the center of our book. Open it up just a little bit, and then we're going to sandwich our paper in here. And we're going to line it up, remembering that this is the top and the bottom of our book here, and kind of get it right where we want it. Then we can clip these edges so that they're not going crazy all over the place, and so that our paper stays in place. You can use just paper clips is fine. Make sure it gets all nice and snug in there in that crease in your middle there. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stick it inside here. With an awl, it's a little bit easier because you just sandwich it into like a magazine or something like that. And it keeps that bend in there for you. And this is kind of thick, so I can almost not even see where my hole is going, but it'll be okay. Oh, that's thick. Ouch. I think I did pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. All right, let's put this one in here. Maybe this one won't be as hard. There we go. Okay. All right, so now we have our 3 holes. We're going to take our graph paper out because we need it for the other book. And then actually I'm going to leave this clipped because everything starts flailing around whenever you start sewing this together. Okay, we're going to get us some tulle here. I'm going to cut a little bit extra because I just like to have the extra. And then we are going to choose our darning needle. I pick one that's nice and big because I can't see. All right. So we'll get this threaded in here, hopefully pretty quickly. Look at there, first try. Okay. Now, we are going to go down through the middle. We're going to leave a tail here, and then we're going to come up through the top. Oh wait, I didn't put it in the book. That wouldn't have gotten us very far. Okay, make sure you put it in the right place and it's the right side up. Okay, so now we got to line up our holes. Go down through the middle. Leave a tail. And then come up. Sometimes this takes a little finagling through there. Oh, I lost some of my tail. Up through there. Down through the bottom. Ooh, it went right through. That was perfect. Pull that tail through. And then we're going to come right back up through the middle. But when we come up through the middle, this might be a little tricky. Sorry, I'm moving all over the place. we want to be on the other side of the string, just like that. And then we just make sure it's nice and snug and tie it off. Okay, so we've got that one done. Now we can trim these little strings, or you can leave them long and use them as bookmarks as you like. So sometimes I leave them long and put little charms on them, or sometimes I cut them. So today I think I'm just going to cut them. Whoops. And we will be done with that. And we can take our paper clips off. And our first signature is in and ready to go. We have it in there nice and snug. And there we go. Okay, so now I probably want to clip this over here if I can get a paper clip so that it's not fumbling around in my way as I do this second side. And we will go through how to do this again because it can be a little hard to grasp at first. So we're going to get our tool, go ahead and get that cut and ready with our needle. And we can set that out of the way. And then we are going to take our paper and get our holes punched. So again, we're going to make sure everything's nice and snug. We're going to trim off any edges that we want to trim. Let's see how deep I want to go here. So it looks just a little bit neater and everything's not all different sizes there. And you can trim those up. If you have some that look a little wonky, you can trim those up a little bit later as well. We'll slide that out of the way. All right, now we're going to open up to our center. Find our center here. And again, we are going to put our paper in the middle. Now you can do this if you like. You can also mark these holes if you want. Instead of leaving the piece of paper in there, you can just put your holes in here, or since your paper has holes in it, you can just mark that like that. Then you can remove this paper and poke your holes. Now if you have an awl, what you're going to want to do is place this down in the binding of some sort of a book or a magazine, something that you don't care that it has holes in it. That will keep it kind of like this for you, and then you can just poke those holes right down in there, and it works out really, really well. Okay, so I'm going to paper clip these edges so they don't move all around. And then we're going to bring in my punchy hole thing. And punch our holes. Ooh, that one was sticky. This is actually, I'm noticing here that this is definitely a little bit easier with an awl rather than this hole punch. It's hard to punch through that many layers with this thing. I mean, it's doing a great job. It's not that it's not doing a great job. It's just a little tough. Trying to make sure that I get, oh, that's not where my hole was. Sorry. Hold on. It's a little hard to tell where your mark is at. And hard to make sure that you've got it right in that fold. There we go. Okay. Okay. So we're going to grab our book and our needle. And again, we're going to go down through the middle. This first one, it makes this first one really easy. Like you want your tail to be on the inside. So you're going to go down through the first one, down into that hole. Leave a tail. And then come up through the top. Now you're probably going to have to move things around to get things right in the right place. Because, you know. And then you come up through the top. Make sure it's nice and snug. Then go all the way down here to the bottom. And you also want to make sure that you're not crossing your lines. This one's pretty far apart. We have a lot of space in here. But if you've got a smaller binding, then these are going to be closer together, and it's going to be really easy to crisscross these when you're on the back side. So you want to really make sure that you're going into the right hole in your cover. So then we're going to pull through that hole. Again, making sure it's nice and snug. And then we're going to come back up through this middle hole. And this one again is tricky. You want one string on this side and one string to come out on this side, and you do not want these strings all inside of each other. So you want to be really careful when you come up with your needle that you don't pierce this string, or this one either, but definitely not this one, because you're not going to be able to pull it snug and tight if they're all intertwined with each other. So I'm going to flip it and kind of find my space here. Sometimes you have to lift and see I'm inside of that. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to make sure that I'm coming up on the other side. Sometimes you have technical issues. This is definitely one of the more complicated parts of this process. You've got to get through all of those layers, and sometimes for whatever reason everything just does not line up. I don't know where I'm losing it. So I've lost it in here somewhere, and it's going the wrong direction. Okay, it's in that one. It's in that one. Whoa, lost it. Okay, hold on. Let me zip up my papers together. Maybe that'll help. It's good that that you get to see the complicated side of this, because it can be pretty complicated to get through all of those folded up pieces of paper. I don't know why this is being so difficult this time. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and come all the way up through here and then see if I can get through this. So I'm definitely going to have a lot of tightening up to do once I manage to get through here. Oh, got it. Gosh, that was complicated. Okay, so you're just going to pull through all those layers there. Okay, and you can tell that my strings are not interconnected. I haven't grabbed hold of one or the other. Okay, so then I'm going to make sure I've got one on one side and one on the other because we're going to knot it together. And the other thing, like I said a minute ago, you want to make sure that these are super tight. So when you turn back here, there shouldn't be a lot of play in these strings. So you're going to want to make sure that those are both tight and that this is nice and snug here. And then we just double knot. Like that. And then clip. And we're done with adding in our signatures. Okay, that was a lot more complicated than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so we seem like we have a lot of space in between these two, but as we go, they're going to fill up, and as we add things to them over and over again, we are going to wind up with a lot of bulk here, so it will be really nice that we have the space in between these two that we do. So yeah, that'll be really nice. So there we go, there we have it. Here is our cover and our two signatures inside of our birthday books. And you can see all of our cool pages and papers and crinkly papers and envelopes. And then our envelopes here in the middle. Yeah, this is going to be really fun. I'm so excited. I'm glad that y'all are here with me and joining in on this little journey of building a birthday junk journal. All right, I hope that you enjoyed this little tutorial and video, and I will see you in the next video where we will start decorating. Yeah, we're already ready to start decorating. That's so awesome. Okay, so I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.